Evans, the director of the University of Sydney's Archaeological Research Centre here in Cambodia. The University of Sydney's been involved in the work for 13 years now here at Angkor, and we found similar things in different areas and different places, but it's been a very gradual process over the course of a decade or more, whereas what we have now with this instrument is just bang, all of a sudden an immediate picture of an entire city that people didn't know was there before, which is remarkable. So instead of this kind of very long gradual process, you have this kind of sudden eureka moment where you bring the data up on screen for the first time, and there it is, this ancient city very clearly in front of you. Today what we've been doing is basically going around to different areas in this Phnom Kulen zone that we've identified as being areas of interest using the LiDAR data.
As you can see, our guide is missing a leg.
According to the GPS, we've just arrived at the outside edge of the dome field. And you see the slope of the land going up here. This is just the edge of the dome. And so we're just about to climb up onto the top of the first of the domes in this big field.
So what looks to be just forest or scrubland, kind of empty landscape, actually we can see from above very clearly used to be part of the medieval urban fabric of Angkor. And so there are these features like roadways, canals, and these very strange kind of domes, we call them, these big mounds on the landscape that we need to go and investigate on the ground just to see what they actually are. It's not enough just to kind of look from the air and see these things and say, oh, hey, there's an Angkorian feature. We actually need to go out and verify what we're seeing on the ground as well, which is not an easy business, but it's necessary to do at least part of it.
So, by and large, the remains of the temples have disappeared or are buried. Sometimes the temples may have even been made of wood, but a surefire way of telling that this was a temple is the existence of one of these pedestals here. So every tower during the Angkor period had one of these pedestals right in the middle of the tower, which was where the central statue was placed into this pedestal. This one's fallen on its side, but we know very clearly that this was a temple on account of this being here.
Axis of,
it's not in the axis, no, it's reached a corner somehow.
Northwest on
Wow,
it's
cool.
that's way cool, actually.
380 meters.
So new model? You've never seen anyone like this?
It's half and half. It's some kind of transitional thing between a pre-Angkorian and an Angkor. It's a hybrid.
Nice.
Wow. So that's Tegonalinga sits in the middle of this here.
Oh, whoa.
There are a lot of temples known previously in this Phnom Kulen area, several dozen temples, but it was previously understood to be just a collection of isolated temples. So if you looked at a map of this area, you'd see a scatter of points just kind of here and there in the forest. The dimension that the LiDAR has added to that picture is basically to fill in the blanks between those points on the map. So now instead of isolated points, we have a whole network of highways, of roadways, of urban features like these strange domes, which kind of links everything together, and we can see quite clearly for the first time, the layout of the city, and so we don't just have this very partial view from structures like this one behind me. We have pretty much a much more complete picture of the urban landscape, and it allows us to come to much better conclusions about what went on in places like this.